What's good, family? Smash the like button, subscribe, and lick off the bell. Damn, what can I say on this one? Listen, let me tell you something right now. Your man the YB ain't doing no more gambling. not even a bit more gambling is your man the YB gonna be doing right now. Yeah? Going into this fight, Porter was essentially 5-1 against. So the odds there, I don't care what no one says, even though obviously Kenny Porter, this for me was a fix, truth be known. There was something else going on here. Don't make no sense. And that's another thing. You know what? Let me get to this right now. A number of things have gone on here that to me is what we call fuckery. Yeah? Bottom line. What do we know? Kenny Porter after the fight talking about where we weren't really training. If you ain't training, why are the gambling dons taking money for? That's not right. Yeah? There needs to be for example, yeah, if you're working in a company and you're selling public shares, yeah, on the stock market, you must disclose all information. You can't be trading inside information. You know what I'm saying? You gotta hold things back. The public must know. Yeah? So before you take money gambling, you must come out and say, listen, truth is, guys, he ain't been in gym. He ain't been training. I'm sick of this thing where people lose. Oh, well, he weren't doing this, he weren't doing that. Either keep your mouth shut so none of us know, or if you're gonna run your mouth, well, you best refund the bookies. Yeah? Because you went to it before the fight. I swear to God, before the fight, I even said to one of my dons here before the fight, I said, listen, at least we know that Kenny Porter's been doing training, because the way he was, what was it called, in 24/7s, the all access things, he was gassing it up at all the training he was doing. What? Anyway, moving on to the next thing, the next joke with boxing. So wait there a minute, both men are likely getting paid upwards, all included, upwards of $2 million each. At least, I'd have thought. $2 million, at least, they're getting paid. Shawn, yeah, he got knocked down, running forward with his chin. I mean, no word of a lie, I've never seen a man been able to run forward at a right angle. He runs forward like an L, yeah? Imagine, in fact, he runs forward like an R, yeah? A lowercase r. That's how he runs. He runs like a lowercase or a number 7. He runs forward like a number 7. What the He's fully bent at the waist. What's this guy doing? I've never seen anything like it. Think, for example, yeah? Think of all the people we've seen who come forward. Mike Tyson, for example. Perfect example. Mike Tyson was explosive. But what's his fascination with leaping forward with your chin in the air? What's that fascination? Look at Alvarez when he comes forward. Now, I'm not saying Alvarez's feet are known to be a bit more slower, but guess what? There's no point leading with your chin, is there? In my opinion, it's much better to have slow feet and have your whole body move in connection than have your chin leading. Where are they teaching that? And I get it, to be fair. People say, well, YB, you should have known this because that's how Shawn Porter be fighting all the time. And you're right, to be fair. But, fucking hell. It don't work either. That's the thing I don't get. What is it? What's he doing that for? It don't work. I've never seen Shawn Porter dominate a fight with this whole chin leading business. Never seen it. But he's keep doing it. I'd rather, yeah, him go in there. If you want to come forward, put your chin down, get your arms in, and walk forward. And that's the other thing with Shawn Porter. Shawn Porter, historically, he always smothers his shots. That's because he's always rushing. He's always trying to nick. I'm sorry, but again, look at Alvarez, yeah? You can't rush these things. Rushing don't do nothing. That's why Shawn Porter don't have no power. He's smothering. You're much better off walking forward nice and calm and letting off 1 or 2 big shots. This whole smother business don't do nothing. What? Oh, Shawn Porter, super explosive. He's super explosive at running head forward into shots. That's what he's good at. That's what he's quick at. Yeah, because you ain't quick at landing shots. Yeah, Shawn Porter ain't quick at landing clean shots. He's quick at getting chinned real quick. Just trust me. I've never known a man who can run so quickly into a shot. Never seen it. Wow, you good? Yeah, 100%. You're Hall of Fame. Shawn Porter, Hall of Fame at getting clipped coming in with his chin in the air. Goofy looking ass. And like I was saying, for me, yeah, these 2 men getting paid $2 million, and he's pulling him out. The first knockdown, yeah, he got caught, but he wasn't. I've seen much worse people go back in there. The second knockdown, on the replay, he didn't even get hit on the second knockdown. They weren't even clean shots. And look at Shawn Porter's reaction. Shawn Porter was going mad, banging the canvas. He weren't... I've never... Listen, what we know is, we've seen dazed people. Shawn Porter weren't a bit dazed. He was A-OK. Kenny Porter came in there and waved it off. And the reason I'm bringing it up is to say that... What is the sport of boxing about these days? Is it about, well, we'll fanny around? I'm not being funny here. Yeah, there was some alright bits, but for the main, that was 10 rounds of fanning around, truth be known. What is the sport become? Well, we'll fanny around for 10 rounds, and then if we find ourselves in a fight, we'll just pull it out. That's what it was, 100%. They fannied around for 10 rounds. The minute it got interesting, and Shawn should have said, you know what, I'm making life-changing money here. Let me put my elbows in and just, you know what I'm saying? Put my elbows in and go punch for punch. Where was that? Because in my mind, yeah, if you're getting paid $2 million and you're fighting for something, well, you should be, yeah? But more importantly, the bottom line is, I'm sure in the old, or not even in the old days, the principle of boxing is supposed to be, if all else fails, you go punch for punch. Shawn Porter didn't try that. He didn't even try to go punch for punch. He got clipped and his dad pulled him out. And then Kenny Porter saying, well, I see my son every day, so I'm going to pull him out. Oh, what are we paying these dudes for? Because everyone else has to work for 70 years. You man get paid multi-million dollars to get stuck in. And that's the thing. They get paid money, and they get paid money to not even get stuck in. And I'm sick of hearing, oh, but it's dangerous. No one asked you to do it. No one asked you to make millions of dollars either. Yeah? And like I said before, I don't really mind. At the smaller levels, if you ain't making big money and you want to throw the towel in, I'm supportive of that. But for these big pay-per-view fights, yeah, I expect you to go until the fight's concluded. For example, in the UFC, how many times do we really see the towel thrown in the UFC? I don't remember seeing it myself. I seldomly see a towel be thrown in. The culture there is, you go till it's over. And rightfully so, because people are paying money. If you don't like it, get another job. Go and work at a 9 to 5. See how much you like that. Yeah? So I bet you bottom dollar, if some of these boxers had to work a 9 to 5, they'd be going straight to the ring and to get knocked out for $2 million. As we all would. Yeah? Pay me $2 million right now. I'll go straight in there. Every week. Get knocked out for $2 million. Oops. Sick of it. There's no pride. Yeah? So, well, you know, I'll go in there if I can fanny. Like, Shawn Porter's, the whole attitude tonight was, well, if I can go in there and nick a fight, I'll nick a fight. But apart from that, I'll just get dragged out. If worst comes to worst, I mean, he got hit once. Shawn Porter got hit once. And then jumped out. Oh, well, my dad was doing his job. I bet he was. And I think, I don't know, something feels off to me. This feels like a setup. Because then after the fight, Shawn Porter was saying, yeah, it's obvious that this man's the best man. It's obvious this man's the best man I've ever fought. What? It was almost like a bit of a setup for me. Almost like an Errol Spence setup. Now, you know, I'm not even a big fan of Errol Spence, but this Crawford guy, this Crawford guy, Crawford good at beating people who are washed, bottom line. He loved fighting people who are washed. Shawn Porter fought 1 million people already. But that's a fact. Shawn Porter fought Kell Brook at his best. Errol Spence at his best. God knows who else at his best, and then Crawford comes along, fucking 10 years later, and has a go on him. And then after the fight, Porter wants to gas it up about, this guy's the best guy. What's this about? What's going on here? Yeah? Your dad pulled you out, and then you're gassing up about how great the man is. Nah, I'm not buying that myself. So yeah, I 100% think Errol Spence needs to fight Crawford, but Crawford, you need to leave Bob Arum, and get stuck in over there then. Yeah? Because everyone else goes and gets it. You're just sitting there hanging back fighting old dudes and people who've had 5 hard fights already. Yeah, and stay talking, fighting old people. I'm sorry, I just don't rate Crawford. He slap. Bottom line, he slaps. And I wish to God Alvarez was at 154. Because Alvarez would knock that guy out. He too gangly. Listen, I'm telling you now. You see Caleb Plant, yeah? You see Caleb Plant and all that slappy business. Them same slappy shots is Terrance Crawford. Alvarez would run straight through him, and the shots would bounce off. And you'd see Crawford looking, he'd look bamboozled, 100%. Because he slaps, he don't dig. He's another slapper. He's got that big slappy lead left hook. Slappy ain't gonna do nothing. That shot would bounce off Alvarez. And I'm not gonna be funny, but he the only one I rate today because no one else. They're all slappers. Truth be known, they all slap. Bottom line, Porter slap, Crawford slap. There's no sting on the shots apart from when a man comes running clean forward with his chin in the air. And even then, I'm not being funny. Porter had his chin in the air, and still Crawford couldn't put him out clean. If this was any other area, Porter would have been in there some more, and rightfully so. He wouldn't have wrong with the guy. The second, like I said, the second time wasn't even a knockdown, and I'm thinking, you know what? I'm just done with the whole lot of it. Truth be known, I'm done with it. I ain't doing no more betting because you know what I mean. Look at AJ, another one. Every time before the fight, they gas, and then they go in there and it's too easy come, too easy go, innit? Yeah? It's too easy come, easy go. Well, I'll have 2 million there. I'll do 8 rounds and get out, and there's no pride, is there? There's nothing. I don't know. I'm just over the whole situation now. Anyway, before I get off this line, and I mean, look at Errol Spence. Errol Spence. I mean, I can't lie to you. Errol Spence. His face at the end said it all. He couldn't believe it, what he was seeing. Yeah? He couldn't believe it. And I agree. He couldn't believe it. Kenny Porter dragged him out. And it was like, I'm sorry, but that's what I don't get. For the first 6-7 rounds, yeah? For the first 6-7 rounds, Shawn Porter's feet were following his body. Then, the last few rounds, he started doing that whole number 7 business. Running forward at a right angle. Literally, I've never seen a man do it. I've never seen a man be able to run like that. Yeah, lean forward, yeah. So your head's parallel to the floor. He run like that. It's mad. What I don't get is he started doing it toward the last few rounds. It was almost like, well, you know, we know the fix is in, so we better start. Let's line ourselves up now. It was almost like Shawn Porter lined himself up because he weren't doing that for the first few rounds. This fight was 50-50 the whole way through. Then all of a sudden he started leading with his mouth in the air. And then Crawford acting like he knew it was coming. Oh, I knew it was coming. You didn't know shit. You knew that you had the fix in, you mean? About you knew it was coming. You was getting... Porter weren't even that effective, and you was getting all you could handle. You didn't want no more. You didn't. Yeah? Even with Porter, who can't dig, because he's too busy over-revving, you had all you could handle. And I'm not being funny. Go back and watch the start of that fight, yeah? How small was Shawn Porter? I couldn't believe it. I thought, what? This guy's about... He looks about 130. He should be a 135er. He should be a 135er. He looked tiny in there. But anyway, what can I say? I mean, I want to see the Spence fight for the sake of it, but I don't rate neither of them, to be honest with you. That'll be whatever it'll be. To be honest, I don't really rate no one in the whole sport, truth be known. Apart from Alvarez, the rest of them are just average, truth be known. There ain't no... Put it this way. From 130, apart from maybe Tank, but again, look at his management. So, as a whole package, the only one in the whole sport is really Alvarez. That's the only one. No one else is the real deal. The full real deal. That's for me the bottom line. None of them are. They're all just bog standard dudes. They're all bog standard, watered down, overpaid people. Bottom line. None of them are really that special. I don't think any of them would hang with any of them other eras. Not even a bit. They're too soft. Bottom line. Anyway, I mean, the technical elements of the fight. Crawford... I mean, Crawford was doing good counter-punching, but I mean, not being funny. It's like when you're fighting someone who's 5 inches smaller than you, anyone who box knows it's so easy to counter-punch and time people when you're 6 inches taller. So I'm not, would you want a medal for that? You want a cookie? Shawn Porter rushes, overcommits, which again is another thing that makes it easier to counter. But when you're so lanky, and you see it coming from miles off, I mean, would you... That's what you're supposed to be doing. And to be honest, how did it take you so long? Is my point. If you're that great, it took you all damn night to find the shot. But like I said, he had to start going full right angle and running forward with his head for you to catch him. You weren't. That's what I don't get. You weren't catching him like that before he. That's what I don't understand. Before he changed for some magic reason, out of nowhere, you weren't catching him with nothing. He changed, and all of a sudden you started catching him. But Crawford trying to make out that, yeah, I knew it was coming. No, you didn't know it was coming. Because if he hadn't started leading with his head, you wouldn't have caught shit. Like you didn't do the whole rest of the fight. Oops. But yeah, what can I say about Crawford? Crawford, I give him. He had the left hand to the body. Yeah, he landed the left hand to the body. But what else did he do? I mean, listen, Crawford was getting the works. When it was orthodox versus orthodox, Crawford didn't have no ideas. The only idea he had was to turn southpaw. And I understand that it's a fight, but the point is, he didn't have no ideas, orthodox versus orthodox. He turned southpaw out of desperation, because he looked stupid. Which tells you how skillful he is. He had to use, I'm not saying it's not a cheat code, but you know what I mean? He had to pull off one of them ones. Against a small dude. So you had every advantage, and then you needed the southpaw one as well. But anyway, I'm not saying that. Listen, I'm just not that impressed. I'm just not impressed with the whole lot of it, truth be known. Yeah, but okay, let's give Crawford, okay, he was able to land the left hand to the body, but you didn't drop him with a body shot. So what else was you doing the whole rest of the fight? The fight was 50-50. Yeah, Crawford was fighting a man who is known to lose to anyone who's anyone in Porter. And still, Crawford was losing to that guy, truth be known. That's a fact. Crawford was losing to the dude who loses to everyone who's any good. And he had every advantage. Height, southpaw, every advantage in the book Crawford had. And he was headbutting and cut Shawn's eye open at the start. And he had to employ Kenny Porter to drag out the competition to make him look good. And he had to pay Shawn Porter to gas him up after the fight about how good he was. Oh, Shawn, yeah, he's the best I ever fought. Get out of here, man. You just jumped on the floor twice about he's the best you ever fought. Yeah? Because Shawn, how can you say he's the best you ever fought when you didn't even really fight him? You spent half the time on the floor, and the other half you spent being dragged out. Yeah? If you'd have carried on for the last 2 rounds, then maybe you could have said, or if you'd have carried on till, you know what I mean? Fair enough, yeah? If Shawn Porter had carried on until the fight's natural conclusion, and then he said, yeah, man, look, I went out cold, so he that good. He didn't do that. He got dragged out, he got saved. That's not saying, that don't prove nothing. That just proves that your back end flapped. That proved that, who can't do that? I can go in there, jump on the floor, and then my dad pulled me out. Who can't do that? Where's the pride in that? Where's the $2 million worth of value in that? It's unbelievable stuff, it really is. That there for me, yeah, if I was to decide the purses, that was a 30 grand fight at best. When you think about it, when you think about the things you have to do in your own life for 30 grand, that's a year of work. Yeah, that's 2 years of work. Yeah, 2 years of work for 30 grand. You best believe. That's a 10 grand fight. That there, what I saw tonight was a 10 grand a piece fight. Yeah, 10 grand each. That's what that fight was worth. What, listen, I wouldn't pay. What would you work? Would you work for a year for that fight? Absolutely not. You wouldn't. You'd be straight in there for 30 grand for that kind of fight. It's embarrassing. Truth be known. But yeah, listen. I'm just, you know what, I ain't even watching none of this crap no more. The only guy I'm watching is Alvarez from now on. I'm not interested in the rest of the crap. Because it's all watered down rubbish. Yeah? If it's not people quitting, they're getting pulled out early. If they're not getting pulled out early, they're leading with their head and jumping on the floor. It's mad. If they're not leading with their head and jumping on the floor, they ain't training.